All right, so here we go in the second half. As I said, we're going to go pretty quickly here, so let's just go ahead and roll it. So BC does a pretty good job. They did a great job of second half adjustments here. You can see in terms of how they're starting to double team the tackles up front. They're able to get a little bit of space. We'll see that a little bit more here in a moment. But the biggest thing is they start to do a lot more play action to get some matchups that they want downfield. And you see all those backers stepping up, and now what they do is get this tight end, run a little switch route, and the design is to get your outside receiver one-on-one with A.J. Westbrook in the slot off that switch. See how they're switching here? It's like a scissors. And Westbrook doesn't make the switch real well, and you end up with a big play. That's a nice design to take advantage of Florida State not being especially good in terms of their safety play and their ability to take advantage of one-on-ones there. Once again, Florida State winning at the defensive tackles here. This is just Christmas. Just rip move right across into the backfield. 3rd and 2. Getting what they want here. And that's just Brian Burns being better than the guy he's across from. He reads split zone. As soon as he sees that H-back turn his shoulders, he's sprinting to the quarterback, and that makes a big difference. 4th and 3. Pretty good coverage here by Jackson. Reads the pivot route, does a good job of reading the vertical, and then the inside route from there, does a good job of switching off with the secondary. That's good work right there. Good job by Jackson. This is probably his best game, I think. At least certainly this year is his best game. He's been playing a little better, and I thought this was his best game as in 2018. Nice run there by Akers, getting the most out of it he can. Now this sack, Williams takes a bad. He doesn't set deep enough, and he turns his shoulders to the sideline too early, and that allows that edge to be shortened. That, if you think about it again, what you want is you want to get deeper on your pass set and keep your shoulders wider so that he has a wider track to go around. As soon as you sink that shoulder and you have what's called a soft shoulder to present there, now you've shortened the corner to the quarterback. So that's on Williams, but this is also on Francois. You've got to feel and recognize this and step up away from this. If he's able to step up right now and recognize, slide in the pocket, then you're not just getting hit in the face. But, you can't not feel that. Williams with the false start there. He's having a banner day. Not bad there, but gives up a pass breakup, and there you go. I love seeing Tamorrion Terry on as a punt gunner. That just shows what kind of player, what kind of teammate he is to be willing to take that role and do it with such gusto. Nice job by Westbrook there, burying this blocker on the front edge. Watch him take out the legs of the offensive tackle. I guess that's probably a guard. It's actually the center. Takes out his legs and then allows the rest of the defense to run to it. Nice tackle by Woodby. Defensive tackles win here again. That's Durden getting him in the backfield. And Woodby, watch Woodby here in coverage. Recognizes, doesn't get screened out, gets over top correctly, gets to his man. Quality coverage there. DJ finally catches a punt. Nice job not getting a block in the back there. A little better field position. Not much to talk about there. I'm just going to go to the stuff that really is worth talking about. Once again here, this is not our best throw from Francois, little better in terms of his mechanics, not much. Still spinning and pulling that arm down and across. You never want to see the front of the arm whip down and across like that, right? There. See how that arm is coming down and across? You don't want to see that. You want to see it extend up the line. And again, he should be throwing this out here. He puts this way too far back, but Nooney Murray with a really good hands catch, contested, strong play to salvage a bad throw. And then this was one of Francois' best throws of the game, even though, again, mechanically it's a wreck. Does a good job of sliding, stepping up. And this is just a Y cross from, just a vertical route. Y vertical. So, just all, I think this is all verts or maybe a smash with verts on the other side. Yeah, I think it's a smash on this side. Smash fade over here, so it's 3 verts. And then you get your vertical route here coming across the safety to Nasir Upshur. Nice play there. Nice catch. And then Akers making it look easy. Starting to look a little bit more like the running back from last year. Getting more comfortable. 10 carries for 47 yards at that point. Not bad. Gets even more once you get a little further in. Get the couple penalties here. Now you see the little toss out of the bunch. So they're crashing in, trying to get a crack here. And you're counting on your back to be able to win one-on-one with the corner. But Asante Samuel has mastered the Deion Sanders dive at the knee, take out the knee, and be a sure tackler bit. Flea flicker here, and really Brown makes the wrong choice. He throws underneath. He should have gone here. The all 22 angle. Stanford Samuels falls asleep a little bit. And there's some space. There's no help over the top. If he throws this across the field, it might score. Either way, Westbrook does a good job of recognizing and coming to the wheel and keeping over top, and that stops that. Brown should have been able to get a bigger play on that, though. Now, this is where I thought initially the backers really did a poor job in terms of matching the route, but this was better than I thought because you did have another route on this side that took one backer. So, this is where Woodby has to carry the inside. And so really it's the Mike backer, 56 here, who needs to be dropping more to the middle of the field here a little bit and reading number 2 to number 1. He should be reading out to number 1 and trying to get underneath number 1, and he's just a little late on that. He should be out on the hash a little bit more to try to make this throw a window that's not there. But not quite in the right spot, but not as far off as I thought when I first watched it. And this is just a tough matchup here. It's the same route that Florida State ran a couple drives ago in terms of setting up the safety for an out-breaking route. They're just doing it with a tight end, and it's a tough cover for a safety. Now the defensive tackles get beat here. This is Robert Cooper and Marvin Wilson. Cooper gets handled here, put on the ground. And that creates a pretty big seam for Dillon. Ultimately, second level does a pretty good job. Better job by Cooper and by Wilson there, but this is a little stop and go. Right here, stop and go. And they got Stanford Samuels to commit. And this is where, recognize where you are on the field. And don't try to tackle. It doesn't help to wrap him up and tackle here, which is what you're normally going to do in the middle of the field. Just don't let him have more. What you should be doing here is recognize where you are on the field, and then find the hands, run through the hands, and punch. Because if he catches it, it doesn't matter if you tackle him. This tackle does no good. So run to the hands and punch. Don't reach. He's reaching too early. He's panicking. Run to the hands, You got enough time to get there and then punch through the hands and you're there. But nice setup, nicely called drive by Boston College. And once again, 20 is a player here. Just really good balance. He's going to make some room for himself. This looks so bad throwing the football right now. There's no proper sequence of the kinetic chain there. So 3rd and 8. Get some pressure. There's not much there. Punting it away. And again, look at Terry just embracing the role as a gunner. And with his length and speed, I mean, reminds me of Pat Watkins and Cromartie running down the field like that. And this is good by Kaindoh again. And he's been pretty good all game off the edge here, but once again, he just isn't finishing plays. He's got to get a little stronger and be able to finish those plays just a little bit more efficiently to actually make the tackles for loss instead of just, getting close. Way too much time to throw. Pretty good by Kaindoh here to close that down, but ultimately Marvin Wilson gets moved. He's got a double on him here. Actually, as I look at this, I think Florida State's misaligned here. There's no B-gap defender on this play. That's the problem. Yeah, there's no B-gap defender. So if you look at this, he's got the A-gap between the guard and the center. That's Wilson. Mike linebacker then has the backside A-gap. The 3 technique has the B gap here. Woodby should have the C gap, and Burns have the D gap. So then that leaves the front side B gap, and that's got to be either Kaindoh or Jackson, you would think, and then the other should have the C gap, and then you're going to have to get help from the corner or the safety for the D gap and then, contain. But they're missing a B gap defender here. I think one of these guys is wrong. Because if you notice, he's in his gap, and there's nobody here. I think maybe Jackson's out of his gap, trying to go to the outside, and maybe he's supposed to trigger to the B. I'm not sure here, but either way, there's nobody in the B gap. This is doomed from the start. There's no B gap defender. So actually, you're fortunate only to give up this amount. Man, Dillon just took a beating this game. Nice play action, deep drop. But Wilson gets just enough late pressure to force a tougher throw. Not bad. 2nd and 10. Yeah, that's okay. You'll give that, and you got to make a little bit surer tackle there, but that's okay. Stopped him short, but watch. Is this guy drunk? Is this linesman drunk? Watch him walk. Whoop, whoop, whoop. What in the world? And they give him the first down. That wasn't even close. Shouldn't have drunk linesmen officiating ACC. And this is just Burns giving a little oop-de-oop to the H-back and the left tackle not doing his job. I mean, left tackle, your job has to be first and foremost to make sure that you're helping on Brian Burns against this guy. But Burns, that is real quickness from here. Boom. And quickness and length. 3rd and 18. timeout, and then they're going to call that same little dig route, deep dig route with a heavy protect. So against Russian 3. And again, I think the Mike has to get up underneath this. If you look at this, the Mike here is playing too much to the wide side and should be matching. He's got help underneath here from Burns. He should be reading back and matching. Once he sees verticals, he should be getting deep in that middle area and trying to close that window down. He should be already right in here and trying to make that an impossible throw. But this is a well-timed screen pass. Right in, they've got a Sam Fire on, blitzing Woodby, and they just happen to hit him with the edge screen there. That's well-timed. And how do you pick this flag up? Both linesmen must have been drunk. Fourth quarter here. Better job of matching here and then making that a tough window throw, forcing him to throw over you there from the Mike. That's the difference. So now Russian 4. And Durden gets a little bit too far upfield and allows a little bit too much space there. They're able to get close. 4th and 1. And I love this play call on 4th and 1. This is good from BC. You run the fake jet, especially under center, but you run the fake jet, and as a rule, as soon as the defenders see that the jet doesn't have it, they fall asleep on that. They're not going to try to keep going on that. They're going to expect that to be an inside run. So now you get the jet out on the edge, and that becomes an easy pitch and catch. That's a good call. And then right after that, Dillon just is able to get in. And honestly, this is just BC winning at the point of attack at each spot. So Christmas, they're able to step down on him and keep him from getting penetration where they're going. They're able to get out of this bunch formation. They're able to get the inside bunch player on Woodby and the outside bunch player on Janarius Robinson, or the number 2 bunch player on Janarius Robinson, and they're able to get those two turned to create a little bit of space. Really, Janarius, and he hasn't played that much of late, he needs to compress this just a little bit more. But overall, this is pretty good just by BC, and they block everybody. It's not one guy. They just win on that play. So now 13 minutes left. We'll run, and then this is pretty good here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happens. So they're doubling both defensive tackles. It's just duo. And really good by Eberle here. Doubling that tackle, who was their weak spot on defense all game. Doubling him, and then the backer triggers, and Arthur Williams is able to get his hands on him, although he kind of runs himself out anyway. And then Mike Arnold is able to get inside, and that's good by Mike Arnold to get inside that other defensive tackle, comboing together with Brady Scott, and then he's able to combo that to the backer, and then from there, that allows Akers to get into the open field, and that's a pretty good run, and that's an even better run, and then an even better run. That's pretty dang good. He's looking real good there. Yeah, look at it from this angle. Eberle and Williams, good job here. Passing off, Williams picks him up. Eberle turns him out. That's really good from Eberle. Mike Arnold getting a good step, able to turn his shoulders, and then get to the linebacker, and then Akers is off and running. That's great balance. Nice decision here. BC drops everybody. Just get it to Akers. Chance to get a positive play. And then they get a run through here. Got a little loop on. And Williams is pulling here. And he's supposed to take that guy right here. And he kind of moves on into the hole there. I'm not sure why you would just skip him. Because the guy you should be reading is here. But he acted as though this was the read guy. Got to get your hands on him. If you get your hands on him, there's a chance to do something. But anyway, Akers does a good job just to keep this from being a bad loss. This is a good throw here, but ultimately McKitty's just not able to hold on. Nice decision. The right decision to kick the field goal here. Keep yourself within striking distance, a chance to win if you score. Nice job on the edge. And once again, play action and getting up the seam. And this again, this is just not good enough from Woodby in this case. On this zone, you cannot cover grass. Don't just spot drop to a spot. And again, they've been spot dropping too much, but Woodby's covering nothing. You need to read that there are two vertical releases here. As soon as you read through number 2 to number 1 that there's two verticals, you have to carry this vertical. That means you run with this vertical on the inside, on his inside hip, and make this a tough throw. But instead, he's wide open. This is not good enough from the second level. Not bad. Pretty nasty shot that Kendo takes here from Fagan. Nice little call here. Little slip screen to the edge. Just got 2 over 2. Florida State's been getting those ends upfield so fast that now just release that line. You get some numbers. That's a great play. Who is that? Is that Westbrook to get in there? Make the tackle. Probably should have gone for it there, but that extra 20 yards of field position is critical, I guess. Not much there. I'm liking more of the pistol stuff with Akers. Good read here. Just replace the blitzer. Get it out to Williams. And then Williams doesn't get that first down. He's a yard short. They give it to him. It's just amazing. Hey, pulled the ball. That's the right read. Look at the defensive end coming downhill. Pulled the ball. Correct. Now you got 5 in the box. This is a run read all the way. Should be able to win this every time. Nice job by Eberle. They blitz the backer. Eberle turns him and runs him. And then that allows first down. Solid work. Lots of time at this stage of the game for Francois to throw. Terrible throw here. And there we go. All right. Punting. Going to get out of here. And great job by 26 to stay over top of this. Again, great technique. Screening him out of there. Get the little reverse here. Again, Florida State doing a good job of being disciplined on the edge, out there to take care of it. Power. Setting up 3rd and 3. Now I want to focus on Woodby here. They've got a bubble here. They're just running a zone play. So they get a free release to the second level. And you would expect this offensive guard, who's probably 80 or 90 pounds heavier than Woodby, to win this one. You'd be wrong. Look at that. Just stands him up, stones him at the point of attack, and then comes in and stacks Dylan up. This is the difference in the game. They create this 4th and 1. BC inexplicably doesn't go for it. Tries to draw him off sides, and they get the ball back. And that sets this up. So now if you're Walt Bell, and this is the key here, this is a really good sequence for Walt Bell up in the box. As soon as you see this upstairs, you got a run call here. They're in quarters. You see this across, they're in quarters. So you know that that the next play, next first down play, they're probably going to be in quarters again. So you just note that, and you say, they're in quarters, so I'm going to go ahead and put a number 2 on this side to keep this safety occupied, and now I get my one-on-one with outside leverage against my best deep threat. I'm coming back to that if I can get a first down. So what do we see? We see a little power play. Nice job getting it blocked. Good solid run by Akers. Now you're in position to set this up. You get your little RPO here. It's 4 on 5. This is an automatic run. Now you're to the first down play. Now what are you going to do? You're going to set this up to go against the quarters look. Here it's not clear they're quarters. They could be in 2. So what you're telling your quarterback, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna get some sort of vertical threat up the seam here to occupy the safety, and you're gonna run a post on the outside. What I tell my quarterback on this is you're watching his shoulders. If the safety's shoulders turn toward the number 2 receiver, so that's the tight end on this side. Again, you always count 1, 2 outside in. If the safety's shoulders turn towards the number 2 receiver, then you throw it over his head automatically. If he continues to sink and his shoulders stay square or turn to the outside guy, then you throw to the number 2. So this is what they got. And Walt Bell recognizes it from the booth, makes the right call, and right now you know where you're going as quarterback. His shoulders have turned. He's going to number 2. This is your matchup. You're throwing it over the safety's head. Get it out there. Slide, load up, make the throw, and this is the throw he should have made all along on those other ones. And you got a special guy out there. And not only is he able to run away, he's able to break that little effort there at a tackle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the All-22 version. Yeah. I get leaving the celebration in there, Cinefunk. All right, so get the All-22 version. Again, they're in quarters here. He's not sitting as deep as you would expect on 2, but you still have to check him. But as soon as what you're doing is you're trying to keep him occupied with this guy. As soon as you see that, it's over. Right now, you know that this right here is going to come open, and you're planning on putting that ball right about there. You're going to put that ball right where my cursor is. And he actually puts it a little in front of that. Put that right up there. Good throw. Runs away. And we all know what happened from here. This is good coordinating and good setup from Walt Bell as soon as he recognizes what coverage it is, and there's just not much you can do against that guy. And Francois finally made the throw he should have made on a couple of those early posts, and there you go. So we'll go ahead and wrap it there. I have no idea what's going on there. I don't even want to break it down, but we'll go ahead and wrap it there. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I will break down the Florida game soon next week. Hopefully every bit the fun breakdown that the end of this one was.